get it on you.
Hello guys and welcome back to another Giraffeyjosh film review, guys.
Film review.
Yeah, we are reviewing
Immortal Engines.
Mortal Engines.
Immortal Engines.
Are you sure it's called
Immortal Engines.
Immortal Engines,
Immortal,
guys.
yeah.
Immortal Engines. We just went and watched it with our unlimited cards.
Yeah.
And it was incredible. Like, it was just so...
Incredible.
Yeah, immortal credible engines. It was so good, guys. Like, I can't stress it enough. I mean, it wasn't, like, amazing.
No, but it was enjoyable throughout.
It was enjoyable throughout, and there wasn't, like, a single moment where it got boring. Like, the whole film was just so much fun to watch. And so let's basically try and break it down from the start, but spoiler-free.
Yeah.
So it starts off sort of being your basic, like at the beginning you don't really know.
You have no idea.
The engines, these big towns are introduced. London being the biggest one. This is obviously in all in the trailer. London's the biggest city, giant immortal engine, and it's basically bigger than anything. And it shows you them fighting at the start, and they grab a little one, and they basically give you a bit of a rundown on what happens and how it all works in that town. Yeah. They have to grab these engines and shred them for fuel to keep
salt.
For salt to keep the beast alive, to keep the beast
going. The beast is the engine.
Yeah, that's the big engine in the middle, and then that's when the main cow is introduced, and it was quite cow with a character. The main character was introduced, and it was quite a good one, wasn't it? Like, the character was pretty good.
Yeah,
I thought from like this, she was quite a good main character. Obviously, the story is very generic.
Yeah.
And from start to finish, it's just so generic.
Yeah, and dumb.
Yeah. There are so many bits in the film where you just go, what the hell is going on? And you have no idea what's going on through the entire film. And to be honest with you, even when the film was finished and we walked out at the end, we had no idea what was going on at all. Like, there's this weird robot thing, and it gets introduced, and you just like, okay. And then it's kind of...
Then when it gets de-introduced, you're like, okay.
Yeah, and then it just gets really like, there's so many things in the film that were so pointless, guys, and they just didn't make sense, but the film was so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
There were so many moments where you said, well, why didn't she just do this, and then this could have been sorted? And at the very end, when she's doing something to do with typing, it's the dumbest thing ever.
Like, no... Everyone in the cinema all looked at each other, shook each other's hands, and like came to a mutual agreement. It's the dumbest thing ever.
Nobody types that like slowly.
Spoiler.
It was obviously for dramatic effect, but she was like, then 5 minutes later, and it was just going and going and going. But so Ethan, talk a little bit about the visuals in the film.
We luckily were luckily enough to watch it in 3D, and it was incredible. Everything looked real, like it was right in front of you. Like, you could literally just go out the cinema and look down the street and there's one of those cars driving down. Because it looks so real.
There weren't any cars in the film?
Or a big truck thing.
Do you mean the immortal engines?
Yeah. And the lightning, there's this one bit of 3D lightning that came out and I actually made my like hair stand up because I got electrocuted. That was like the only good visual in the whole film. Just a little bit of lightning. The rest of it was alright.
Like, the actual sort of 3D models and stuff looked incredible. They did look real. They actually did look lifelike.
Yeah, but this day and age, it's always going to be good.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, nothing special, to be fair. I mean, from like... I suppose if you read the book, and I believe there's 3 books.
I don't know. I don't read.
So that means they're probably going to try and turn this into a trilogy, but then that all depends on the amount of money it makes.
Yeah.
So obviously that's all dependent. But I would like to see a couple more, because it was just such a good story. It was such a good film. Like, you'd need to go into it quite light-hearted. Like, just like, oh, it's in the film, watch it, cool. It's nothing like, you know, you can't get too serious with this film. I know it's meant to be a serious film. And if you were to ask the guy who made it, he'd probably say it's meant to be serious, but it was not. It just seemed so stupid, so far-fetched, all of it. And all of the stuff with the robot who was called Sheik, which was awfully close to Shrek from my liking.
So, and he was green as well.
Yeah, and he was green. So, yeah, like, the visuals were good. So that's always a point when we do our reviews. Visuals is a point. The story was generic.
So that's not a point.
You immediately knew what was going to happen. You knew who was going to die. You knew who wasn't going to die by the things they were saying and the actions they were doing. It was all so obvious. And the fight scene, like the first fight scene when they were at the try not to spoil you, when they're at the slave auction, there's a fight scene, and it was so dead, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like the combat just seemed so like glitchy. Like it was basically like it was running on Xbox or the PlayStation. It was lagging. So it was basically just, it felt so fake, and there was no blood at all in the entire film. So when people were getting shot, like sand flew out of one guy, didn't it, for some reason? When the bullets went in, then it was all just like glitchy for no reason. So it actually makes no sense.
That guy became a scarecrow, didn't he?
Yeah.
Some hay just fell out of him.
I honestly don't know why. It was just so weird through all these weird scenes, and everything was just so weird. Like they could have just made... they should have. I suppose that's because for the age rating, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they could have made it like so much better, but they just they had to keep the age rating low. So if now we go to the stage where we rate this out of 10.
Yeah.
So what would you rate this out of 10? Like serious, don't just say 10 like you always do.
I'd say 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I would say 7 as well, because there's no reason for it to be lower.
Yeah.
But it would have been higher if the story was a bit more solid and there wasn't so many stupid things happening in the story. Because some of it was just like, oh god, and you just know what's going to happen. If it was a little bit less predictable, I reckon it could have moved up to an 8 in my opinion. Yeah. But I'm going to leave that as a 7 for my rating. Very good film, very good visuals. A very fun experience to watch, very enjoyable, but it just lacked that twist in the story. It was just so, I know what's going to happen.
Yeah, literally.
So I do look forward to there being 2 more, and I hope that they do a couple more, but then that all depends on the money you make. So Ethan gives it 7.
Yeah.
I give it 7. Why would you give it 7? Sum it up quickly.
Just because of visuals, that's what I've got to say.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So guys, it's been another quick... pointless review, as you guys always know. Another Twins review on Immortal Engines, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, leave a like. Comment down below your rating out of 10 on this film if you've seen it. If not, thank you for watching, guys. Make sure to check out our other film reviews. It will be in the playlist that this one's in. And I will see you guys in the next video.
You got to let it go.